Testing, testing, testing.
Hi. It's working?
Not quite. I'm trying to make it work somehow. How are you feeling right now?
Like I'm being creative on. I feel like
Can we
bait.
start with this with a little bit more confidence or something? At least a little something before you start.
Are we starting?
We've been rolling for the past 5 minutes.
I told you.
No. Welcome everybody to this week's Coffee with Kyan. Can I have a round of applause for the M2? These two ladies are coming with a lot of courage and a lot of the force, efforts, excitement, inspiration. I think there are lots of hashtags I can use right here. But there's lots of things that they have in common, lots of things that they don't, that they bring onto the table are quite distinct from each other. Shall we introduce ourselves first?
Yes, I guess I will start. My name is Kezia McDougald, Salesforce specialist, IT Works.
Erika Muse, Salesforce specialist at IT Works Northeast.
Northeast. So what does Northeast stand for specifically?
So we are Maine, Massachusetts, Vermont, Connecticut, New Hampshire, Rhode Island, and New York.
Yes.
Yeah, this is a region that's very, very dear to personally to my heart.
Aww.
Yeah, being a former Bostonian, I would name a lot of my favorite sports team, which didn't mean that much to me when I was there until I don't live there anymore. Special shout out to all my classmates and alumni from UMass Amherst. So, so tell us a little bit more about what's your relationship with each other, because I understand this is not a new venture.
So Eric and I have known each other for 2 years now. I kind of followed her.
Kind of? How does that kind of work out?
You know, that's kind of like a...
Kezia and I worked together at a different company, and we happened to meet again here at IT Works. So it's really exciting to have somebody that you already know, that you're already familiar with. And I've always looked up to Kezia, and especially in this industry, because she is honestly like one of a kind. She's phenomenal. So I'm just really excited to, one, have my buddy back next to me. We're under the same work roof, and now we're on the same team. So it's really, really exciting to me.
Awesome. Thank you so much. That was sweet.
Do you see that there's no like retaliation or
Oh, I'm going to say something nice. Oh my God.
She is one of a kind.
No, she's one of a kind as well. Erika is definitely, her work ethic is, you know, beyond. I have to say that I admire her work ethic. She works from sun up to sundown, and she puts in hard work. And so far, what I've seen of her is that she's been successful in everything that she does. So I am so proud to say that this is my partner in crime, and I'm happy to work with her.
What do you hear, a partner in crime? That's awesome. Each of you are very, very different. If you, I don't know if any of you have this experience in the past that you went to school and moved on a different grade, and somehow that when you come into the next year, and then it's the people from your first grade or second grade and put in your classroom again. Because I think that in staffing especially, that many companies do things very differently. We're not being by industry, we're not being by organization, company. We are definitely one of a kind how we do things here. So what has your impression among each other from what you know each other prior? Haven't spoken to each other for a little while, now somehow that, whoa, what are you doing here? Yeah. What are you doing here? What has your impression been for seeing each other grow over the years?
Go ahead.
Okay. Well, with Erika, she came in. I was more senior, and she came in, and I remember her starting out. She was really quiet, but she was really, really intense and finding out everything there was to know about the industry. And seeing her from the beginning to now, and walking in now as the baby of IT Works, and seeing her as a senior, it's just so it's so endearing to see that, because she has come so far, and that's the difference.
Yeah, I mean, I said before that, like, I've always looked up to Kezia because Kezia is like the full embodiment of a businesswoman. She's smart and she's funny and she's full of life and all this great energy, but at the end of the day, at the end of the hour, at the end of the minute, at the end of every call, she's about the business. She will get it done. If it's something that needs to be uncovered, if it's something that needs to be figured out, if it's a deal that needs to be closed, you can count on her. And I think that consistency is something that I've always admired about Kezia. So I'm excited to still keep learning from you. As we impart on this together.
Erika, I didn't know.
You want a
It was completely unplanned. I think they can probably have their own episode all day long talking about each other.
Right.
We'll wrap that up.
Oh, is that it? Okay. So it really is a 1 + 1 greater than 2 effect. So what have you thought that the two of you working together so far that have brought out the better part of each other?
So we're both really different, I think, in all the right areas. Like where she is more, I am less, and we're, same thing, vice versa. So I think that Kezia brings out a confidence. You know what I mean? I think you're right. I can be a bit intense, but like the confidence, I can feed off of that from her. And then on like
especially right
from
now.
my side, she actually draws me back. The big personality, the big everything. She has that way of not making me feel like I'm too much, but just subtly telling me in ways to bring me back and get me back on track, because I can get a little bit out there. So I just love that combination that she has and what she brings out in me as my partner. So
very cool. So now into this complete new context, because we've been spending a lot of time together. I think that Erika have been with me for the past few months. I've seen you grow so much step by step through the entire full 360 process, and now see somebody you used to know and work together know probably fairly well, if not super well. And then not counting the late night karaoke session that we had. That wasn't on my not to talk about list, so I'm definitely going to bring that up. Hashtag karaoke.
So, oh gosh.
Yeah, and then let's see each other in this brand new context. So let's talk a little bit more about Salesforce, because I think that's a big subject for us to tackle through. What has your journey been with Salesforce?
I have been slowly and steadily just falling in love with the technical side and getting to know what Salesforce is. And I think Kezia and we had a conversation over lunch, and she said that you have this realization, if you don't, like neither one of us knew a lot about Salesforce before we got here, and having the realization that it is so big and we are a part of something that's so much bigger than we are, and tapped into in an intimate way is such a cool thing, and it's such a powerful thing. So then kind of reel it back in on the technical side, we were at Trailhead Live, which was
exciting,
super fun.
You're like social butterfly all around. It's insane.
Yes.
We had so much fun. And coffee.
Oh gosh, coffee. We're gonna have that story here. This woman that I love so dearly was so full of coffee.
I can't drink that
I think
much
9 glasses in, or 9 mugs in.
Wow.
At Trailhead, and
I had friends all over the venue. Like I was everywhere.
She spoke to everybody, and she was so
it was fun.
And she had a bag full of tricks and treats and swag of every kind, and she was just all about Trailhead.
But the other aspect of it, though, was really fun. It was a really cool opportunity for Kezia and I, especially at this point in our partnership, to learn a lot. We learned about Einstein, and we learned about Service Cloud and
AI.
Sales Cloud,
Lightning.
all the different little things that we get to know, what I got to know over a period of time. It was really cool to walk through and know that I know what I'm talking about and then be able to share that with Kezia and help her understand why I was geeking out at every keynote speaker and with everybody that we were meeting.
For me, after Trailhead, going to Trailhead, it really made me realize how passionate people are about Salesforce. And their energy, I fed off of that. Being so new in the industry, it was really, really wonderful to see these types of people, all different types of people, personable, able to walk up to, the highest, architects or whomever, developers, just be amongst the people that actually put in the work for Salesforce, and that was really exciting to see that, to actually see it in place.
I think something that I noticed that's truly special, obviously, that Salesforce have a lot to offer. Being a CRM, they strive to be the best CRM in the world.
Yeah.
And then, but just the passion among the people that working around it, working on it, using it, and also speak highly, the partnership among it. And I think that also on top of that, we strive to be the expert in our market, and then you two are paving that way of success for yourself, and seeing you just really, really flourish in that very colorful path.
Yeah.
It's been great journey to see, especially I think both of you actually had that moment as we looking at this process is the right environment for you? Would you want to be here? Or is a 360 model for you? What about Salesforce? I remember there's one comment, especially Erika mentioned, that is, I never thought I could be a geek. But no, it really, I use that as a compliment, because really is we doing what we do in the IT recruitment, something that has a skill set, has a expertise behind it. We're working with mostly skilled labor, as we talk in recruitment industry term. Now having that moment and level of understanding is really, really cool. And now actually understand not the play of the word IT works, how it works.
Right.
It's really, really cool.
Right.
It's a really cool thing to like learn with your hands on something, and that's the way that really comes from, when I said that to you, like I never thought I could be a geek, and I thought that I would come in and I would learn how to be a better recruiter, and I would learn a more direct way of doing things, and I would close these deals. But I never did imagine being able to actually know what I was talking about, and actually be able to have like these intelligent conversations about the work that is done. That part I didn't have in my past experience. So, I mean, we all know the buzzwords and the lingo in our industries, but to really understand it and have people, who are not as experienced come to me and say, give me advice, and then actually be able to give them good advice is so... It's the most gratifying thing in this learning process, I
remember when I first started, Kyan was one of the ones who interviewed me. He said, I'm going to strip you down, and I'm going to make sure, not literally, he said, throw out everything you know about recruiting and come in as a baby and let me teach you. And that's exactly what he's done from day one, coming in knowing nothing, to now being able to talk the language and actually am passionate or growing more passion for the industry. It's phenomenal. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you both. Thank you both.
You told me not to be a diva.
No, but really, it takes one person that to truly want it in order to make it happen. Obviously, it's a two-way street, and I just want to thank you to being very transparent and being just go along for the ride. And then, as you know, recruitment, it's not always rainbows and sunshines, especially you're dealing with not so much more, not to discount in the value, granted being skilled labor or not, because it's people's lives, and it's not always rainbows and sunshines. But to work through those differences, the frustration through the process, when it is we created or the environment created it, working through those differences sometimes it's all part of a growing up process. So and then how has this process make you a better business person or better business people?
Wow, that's a good question.
Have you seen the transformation? Because I definitely see the transformation, but I'm curious about what your thoughts of each other for yourself.
I think my confidence level, I thought I was confident before, but now, because of what I know and how I'm being taught, I feel like correctly in the industry, I'm able to be more confident and talk to candidates and clients both with confidence, and knowing that I know what I know, and I can help you, and I can actually add and contribute, and not just take away and walk away with something from you. I can give you something. So that's what I've gotten out of this.
To be able to consult. Exactly. It's kind of funny, especially both of you came from a sales and business development background.
Yes.
And that's more of your sweet spot before, not going back to your full 360 versus a lot of us came from more of a recruiter background.
Correct.
So yeah, what have your thoughts been to see the past few months, how you transformed?
I have been stripped of all my fluff, which has been so like it's like a baptism, because what happens is you get into like, I come from a sales background, so personality and bubbly and customer service and serve centric is the way that you're taught, but here we get to be more strategic and more business oriented, so we don't have to rely on, hey, how are you, sugar pie, honey dumpling. It's more, this is what I'm calling for, I have something you need, and this is a good idea, this is intelligent, this is smart. There's more value in that, and I feel like there's more substance behind everything we're talking about.
The expertise, the business intelligence, partially that we may or may not have capitalized on it or tap into the emotional intelligence is actually all part of the business acumen, and then help us to gradually mature a little bit more. How have you experienced been working with a specific area that you're working in right now in Salesforce? I know we talk about several of the key states where pretty much my old stomping ground. We got New England, New York, the Patriots versus the Giants, and then the Jets, and then the Red Sox versus the Yankees.
Yes. Go Patriots, by the way. I'm a Patriots fan. Woo-hoo.
So
I might get a lot of things being thrown out over here. Please, tomatoes and eggs right here.
Well, the demographics is different. It's definitely, when you're dealing with the Northeast, I appreciate the fact that I'm able to assert myself, because the Northeast doesn't have fluff. They get right to the point. You get right to it. You show them your value, what you can do to help the organization, and you can build relationships off of being professional. Yes.
I can appreciate it because I don't ever feel like I have to come in and sit down at my desk and turn anything on. I can just be who I am, and who I am is not very fluffy naturally. So good morning, Northeast. I'm not a morning person, so if I'm calling you in the AM, I do mean business.
That's super genuine. It doesn't get any more genuine than that.
So true with this.
Wow. Very, very cool. So what do you two bring onto the table, especially that servicing the clients and candidates in Salesforce? Direct.
I feel like an overwhelming tenacity about what we do. I have not been in a sales job. I've been in sales jobs. I love sales. I love people, but I haven't felt such a drive, because what we do is so important in a long time. So if I'm coming back to you with feedback, or I come with an intensity, because someone's job is a huge part of someone's life, and I feel like I affect people's lives. So I always, I'm a mom of 4 boys, but I'm not necessarily the most nurturing. I want to enable you to do your job and what you do best. I want you to succeed and thrive. So I will always be tenacious, and good, bad, or ugly, you'll always hear it back from me, because it's not coming from a negative place, but just a place of wanting you to do the best thing that you do, whatever it is that you're doing, the best that you can.
Yeah, especially in that context, there are millions and millions of dollars at stake.
Yeah.
Sometimes just based on, people think that this should be open for 6 months. Yeah, but there are millions of dollars at stake if it doesn't get done right, for the implementation, for the go live, for the upgrade, so on and so forth.
Right. And so that was another thing that it added value to when I do call you as a client. I'm letting you know that, if you don't understand, I'm trying to help you understand all of these things about losing money for not having this position filled, or just the value of what I see in the market as a Salesforce specialist, and also it being so niche, just knowing that these candidates, there's less candidates to jobs, so we need to work together so that way your organization can thrive.
Less jobs to candidates, right? There are more jobs than candidates out there.
To speak to that point as well, I don't know if I touched on it, but you know, if I'm calling you and I'm asking you, you know, as a client to, you know, move at a quicker pace or jump on a certain thing, it's not because I'm in any hurry. I'm going to be here every day. But the candidates that you're after, if you're not on their pace, then you're wasting your time from minute one. So there's a tenacity that I have to have, you know, that we feel that we have to have in order to keep these processes fruitful, and not to, like, honestly, we don't want to waste your time, and time is money.
Yeah, absolutely. And the cool things about this is we can call it not being salesperson or recruiter or business developer, you know, the sales pitch, or we're trying to make a sale. But really coming down to it, we really do care about what we do, because you know, these ladies are the experts in the market, and whatever they do, however they do it, a little simple move that you have touched on creates a ripple effect in the market.
Correct.
And that ultimately is going to determine essentially the people, especially the good, skilled Salesforce professional that you bring in. I think that adds a tremendous amount of value to the workforce.
Right.
So what are the exciting things that you are working on right now?
So, Salesforce developers, call us. We need your help. No, our clients need your help. We're really looking for some of the best developers that we can find. We only work with, you know, the top tier, the most experienced, the best. If you are the best, we want to talk to you. We want to bring you the best opportunities forward that we have.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I think pretty much up and down from New Jersey all the way up to Maine.
Yeah.
Lots of opportunity, going to be in contract with perm. Do give us a call. We have Erika, Muse, and also Kezia, McDougald at 678-291-0081. If you want to find out how to reach us, we'll also post it in a comment section as well.
follow us on Twitter. We just got a Twitter.
Yeah, we just got a Twitter.
We're going to learn how to tweet.
Yeah.
M2_force.
Bear with us.
Yeah,
Telling
please do find us, and then any question and comments you have, please give us a call, email, or simply comment in the following section, and then whichever port you're watching from YouTube or Facebook. Any last minute words you want to add to anybody that you're talking to or about to jump on a call at 4 o'clock?
Yeah, we have
I
some
want to jump on a call. I do want to say that hi to Amber Green. Hi.
Thank you, Amber, for following us. I heard a lot of great things about you. That brought us ladies and then along.
So, go ahead.
No, that was it. I just want to say hi.
Hey, Amber. And please do call us, M2Force. We're starting our new partnership.
Yeah, look out for our emails. We're going to be reaching out and talking to a lot more people.
Right.
Reaching out, touching base, we're going to follow up with you.
Right.
Just in a mere second.
Yes.
Inside joke. I'm shocked that Amber is the first one you shout out to before all your families and the other half. Okay. And don't you have something exciting happening next year?
Oh, I'm getting married next year, at the end of next year. So
When is
Congratulations.
the
October 7th is the day.
So everybody who's watching this video is invited to celebrate the news.
And I'd like to give a shout out to whoever my husband is out there.
She is single
I don't know
and
him
ready
yet.
to mingle. She mingles well.
I'm just kidding.
What you see is not all you get. So please call us and find out.
Shade.
That's my new nickname, Shade. It's been like that for the past 48 hours. Let's see. Oh, I have a question for you. No, I can wait. Oh, God. I guess your 4 o'clock will find out.
Yeah, my 4 o'clock.
So,
Yeah, I believe Kyan, if I'm saying that right. I'll be calling you soon for that Salesforce administration position. Let's get it together.
All right, folks. Thank you.
Bye,
Look
guys.
forward to
Thank you.
next week. And obviously, we'll see you at Dreamforce. So DF17 and IT works to Dreamforce.
Bye.
See you soon.